Good morning. Welcome to NYT tutorial, where we are educating consumers of real estate services together with real estate professionals. Some are new in the field and some have been long in the field. So let's enjoy ourselves and learn the following definitions. You'll notice that all agreements have definitions and interpretations. So this is the page which summarizes the entire contract. So it is important to explain this to your client because not every day they get to see legal documents. So explain it to them so that they get to understand how the offer to purchase works, and in that way you'll have less trouble, because everybody knows the terms and condition in the offer to purchase. Right, let's start. Definitions. In this agreement, the following words shall have the following meanings. Okay. The word agent in this means the person who's representing the seller and the buyer in this particular offer to purchase. Okay. Agent's commission simply means the fee payable to the estate agents for providing services rendered. The agreement. This simply means when the purchaser makes an offer, as soon as the seller accepts that offer, it's an agreement of sale. Consumption charges. These will be utilities, including electricity, water, sewage, refuse, if not included, on municipal rates and taxes. So all charges that are related with the property. Now, conveyancing attorney. This will be the attorney that is stipulated in this offer to purchase. That is the attorney that will do the transfer. CPA simply means Consumer Protection Act. Okay, we are governed by Consumer Protection Act. So when we render our services, we are always aware of the Consumer Protection Act, how it protects the seller and the buyer. And basically, our contract has been drafted in a way that all the terms and conditions that are governed by Consumer Protection Act are inserted in the contract. Excuse me. A deposit simply means the amount that the purchaser would put down when buying this property. Figure document. This is very interesting. Figure documents, we need your copy of your ID, a proof of where you stay. All right, those are important. So when the estate agent is requiring this, it's just following the law. Fixtures. Oh, this is important. They are all fixtures and fittings of permanent nature. They normally stay in the house, except in instances where the seller stipulated that this and this he will take. And if he does so, he has to put it in black and white. Everything has to be recorded. All right, let's go to guarantee period. Guarantee period simply means the period which the bank will provide guarantees, paper money to the attorneys, to say, okay, here's the guarantee that we will pay when such and such a thing happens. Okay. Homeowners association, depending what you are selling. Sometimes you're selling houses that are in a boomed area, they'll have owners associations. And sometimes when you're selling properties that are cluster, not sectional title, clusters, they will always have homeowners association. So where it is applicable, you must put the name of the homeowners association in the contract. Occupation date. Oh, this is important. Date upon which the purchaser is to take occupation of the property. This is the date that the buyer and the seller agrees that on such and such a date, especially after certain condition has happened, like bond being approved, occupational rent has been paid, then you agree that on this date the buyer will take occupation, since that the seller will have vacated the property by then. Occupational rental. This is the amount that is payable to the seller before the property is registered, but while the purchaser has taken occupation, and vice versa, where the property is registered but the seller has not yet found the alternative accommodation. Okay. And obviously all these things will be communicated to. Sometimes the seller makes this a condition that, after the property is registered, I need another 2 months or 3 months because I'm going somewhere, I'm vacating, whatever the case. So going to rent the property is not going to make any financial sense. Okay. Purchase price. All right. Oops. Did I go too far? Okay, I think I went too far. Let's go a little bit up. There you go. The purchase price simply means the amount that the seller and the buyer are agreeing on. And then property. The property, it's the subject property that the buyer is buying. So every time when you feel that, fill it according to its legal description plus its physical address description. Okay, purchaser simply means the person who's buying the property, and the seller simply means the owner of the property who's selling the property. Special conditions will be, in some instances, people will put special conditions according to, that will be a term that they'll put in the contract. Okay, suspensive conditions simply means, the conditions that I'm buying this property provided the bank gives me finance. Okay, VAT, it's value added tax. Okay. Some people will be VAT vendors, okay, where if a person is a VAT vendor, when he's selling the property, they must stipulate that we are a VAT vendor and this property, it's exclusive of VAT. Or if it is inclusive of VAT, that must be stipulated so that the purchase price is clear and it is not confusing. Thank you for listening. Tune in again for another tutorial. Thank you. Bye.